Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite talk show, Bahrain Now, with me, your host, Bara Abdullah. We've got a great show coming up featuring great local talents, initiatives, and happenings from around the island. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, when art and elegance meet, they form a different touch of art. A kind of art that you want to have at your own household with all the beautiful accessories. Our next guest is Hanan Ahmed, founder of Artistic Touch. Well, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Amazing stuff happening here. It's too beautiful.
Thank you.
Like the moment when they were setting it up, and we're like, I just feel some good vibes. You know, I feel like I'm at the seaside with the corals and all of that.
Thank you.
So I love the energy, the colors and all of this, but enough with how I feel about this. What is Artistic Touch?
Well, my story begins when I retired, the optional retirement. I worked as an English teacher for 17 years.
Wow.
To be honest, I regretted the decision at the time. But I told myself, if you have the energy, why don't you waste the time? Use it for something useful instead of regretting and blaming yourself.
Right.
So when COVID lockdown started, I, as lots of people do, we spent lots of our time on YouTube, Pinterest. I came across lots of resin videos. I love the art, and I ordered the materials and tried them right away.
Wow.
I love how simple changes in technique, it creates an entirely new piece. Only with a few changes you do something new. It's a world of endless possibilities. That's why I found myself in this art.
Wow.
So I decided to improve my skills by registering in online courses, and they were so useful.
Amazing. What do you call this art?
It's we use resin for this one. It's resin epoxy or resin, yeah.
Wow, so you were one of those who took the opportunity of the optional retirement.
Yeah, I'm so lucky now.
At
that time, I was blaming myself, but now, alhamdulillah, I feel really lucky because it opens new life.
Yeah, I mean, you served as an English teacher for 17 years.
Yeah.
And then when you took that leap, I would say, to actually pursue a passion. So you didn't have this before, it's just something new like in your life, and you went trying different things.
It's new
and you came across
in my
this.
Life. Yeah, it's something really new because I'm not that much with doing with drawing, but I'm good with craft works. Crafts, I like doing crafts, but this type of art is new.
Amazing. Were there other things you experimented before landing on this one?
No.
Really?
Cooking.
Cooking.
Yeah, something really different.
All right. Now, tell us more about the pieces over here, because they are just stunningly beautiful.
Thank you.
Like whether it's the coasters or the plates over there, and the watch and the time. That is something else. If I'm gonna get a new place, you're gonna decorate it, okay?
Inshallah.
Should I book you in advance, like a year ahead? All right, so tell us more about your pieces here.
I started with coasters and cups, and this one, this coaster is the bestseller in my account.
Okay.
Yeah, customers, they love this.
Yeah.
And then I started working with wood, which I really love working with wood. I made bed trays. I didn't bring it today, sorry. Different shapes of trays, cheese boards. So
cheese boards.
yeah,
that's what it
mirrors. Yeah, and this one, the clock there, it's my first trial actually to do the clock. I mixed, or I used the three materials: the wood itself, the resin, and acrylic, and I come up with this nice piece.
Now, how can you think of these colors? Like, do you go on YouTube, or do you just go there and let your brain take over? And like, because the combinations of colors, for example, the different shades of blue and green, all of that, that looks so oceanic. It's beautiful. Yeah. So how do you come up with these ideas?
Because I get inspired by nature and specifically by the sea.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why you see, maybe because I love the shades of blue.
Right.
That's why lots of my work, like going with blue and waves. It's really calming and inspiring to watch the sea. That's why I get my pieces, most of them with waves and the blue color. As a Bahraini, I think, and I think you agree with this.
Well, let's see.
The sea is home for us, isn't it?
Well, it's called the two seas, Bahrain. We're surrounded by sea.
Yeah, the sea is home for us. It holds a special place in my heart. So whenever I want to do something, I just stare at the sea. And I find like lots of, I can create lots of pieces by this inspiration. It's like, you know.
Okay, so if I'm gonna get a new place, it must have a sea view, right? To give some inspirations to pretty much give me like this coral, beachy kind of feel to the place. I can see what's happening here, definitely. Now, as we talked about the technique, we talked about the passion and what inspires you, how long does it take you to make some of these pieces? Like if I would start with the coaster.
Yeah, it depends on the piece itself. Small pieces, like it takes 2 days. Small pieces take 2 days, but bigger ones maybe take 4 to 5 days for the resin to set, because this material takes like 24 hours to set. It's like liquid. It's like glue. Yeah, it looks like glue when you're using it. So it has to be 4 to 5 days to set and solid. It will be solid.
Okay. Have you ever thought of like going a little bit bigger than just home accessories and appliances?
Yeah.
Like a wall?
Actually, you're going with my plans now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did I spill the beans?
No, but you know, I have lots of ideas in my mind and plans for the future. Like working on bigger pieces, like tables, maybe frames, and I wish that one day I can make handmade resin souvenirs expressing Bahrain's culture. And displaying them in Bahrain's International Airport.
Let's go. Let's go.
This is my wish, actually, Yani. I wish I can do that.
Hopefully the airport management will be watching this. And it's like, okay, you know what? Deal, let's go. And then when I'll be traveling, not sure when, I'll see your art and I'm like, oh, there's good. That's her. That's Hanan's work. I know this. I interviewed her. So now it all looks great and beautiful, but I'm sure with all of this, there are some challenges that you faced.
Yeah, the biggest challenge is getting time. Enough time for my art, for my resin art, and my family, especially with the online teaching. Because I have a son, my little son.
Okay.
Yeah, he, because of Corona, right? Yeah, I wish this will be changed after Corona.
Okay, so you just need more time to do more things, to expand your business at this point. Okay, so far, what has been your biggest piece ever up until today?
Biggest piece.
Like, is it a tray? Is it
the beaded tray? I love the beaded tray, but actually I didn't bring it here. It's
that big.
So yeah, it's so nice, and it's something elegant to use in your home, like with all the waves, and it's very nice.
All right. So now, what is the future for Hanan and Artistic Touch? Are we going to expand? Are we going to go bigger? Are we going to go crazier?
Inshallah, يعني I'm trying to do new pieces, and inshallah I get it bigger and bigger.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. Do you think there will be more inspirations than the sea? Maybe you're going to be inspired by trees or mountains or palm
Maybe.
trees?
Maybe.
Yeah?
By the snow, maybe.
Snow?
Yeah.
Oh, you're dreaming right now. Dream big, of course. Why not? I totally understand why you said snow. We want to see it.
Because
We
we want
want
to
to
see
feel
it,
it. We want to
yeah.
make sure that it's
We
all
want
in
to
the
feel it
movies.
in
It's
Bahrain,
real.
yeah.
Any last words to your viewers?
My advice to everyone, regardless of their age, if you have an idea or a plan in your, or even a dream in your mind, do not hesitate. Plan it well. Do not hesitate. Be confident. Believe in yourself and believe in your abilities, and give it a try.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, Hanan, thank you so much for being with us right here on Bahrain Now and inspiring
you.
us with all of that. And you're one of the lucky ones, right? Who took
Thank
that leap and
you.
made it happen. Well,
Thank
it has
you.
been a beautiful pleasure having you with us right here on
Thank
the show.
you. Thank you. Me too. I have to say thank you to my family. They
Yeah.
are great support, especially my nephews. They are helping me. Ahmed Al Qoud, Ibrahim Al Haddad, and my two brothers, Abu Ali and Hussein, they were helping me from the beginning, yeah. And even my customers, my friends, I have support from everywhere.
Amazing.
Yeah, even from the community. Do you know Magic Interior Design?
Okay.
The shop, they are displaying my art pieces in their showroom. Yani, this is a great support from the community.
Amazing. And it was definitely an honor having you with us right here on TV.
Thank you.
And definitely we're going to see you again, you know,
Inshallah.
with more
Thank you
art pieces, more adventurous, I would guess.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Pleasure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of the age, time, or place, make it happen. You have something you want to do, just go for it. These were the words of Hanan right here in an interview on Bahrain Now. The Bahrain Corporate Social Responsibility Society was established in 2011 with a unique vision that works with the benefit of Bahraini businesses. The society's mission is widely dynamic, and today Mr. Khalid Al Qoud will explain to us the main responsibilities and how the society is being highly supportive in their role. Well, Mr. Khalid, good evening. How are you today?
A very good evening to you and to all the people behind the scenes making this beautiful program, wonderful program, the Bahrain TV.
It is definitely a great pleasure, sir. So, sir, let's start with this question. How was the society established?
Well, Bahrain Corporate Social Responsibility was established by a group of leaders. Those doctors and professors and leaders who met back 2010 had the mission to start an association which can build that awareness to the private sector and where to allocate the fund for the community in sustainable projects. And also we wanted to have another section with our activities which focus on building the future by introducing a community services program to the young leaders. We call them the youth intelligence, the outstanding of Bahrain. So we see them work on service to a certain level in their life. They convert their ideas and community services into sustainable corporate social responsibility projects.
Amazing, amazing. And what type of establishment is it?
Well, we're a non-profit organization, being approved and let's say chartered under the Ministry of Social Development back in 2011. So it took us 1 year to put our thoughts together and structure our direction, and then we applied to become a non-profit organization. The story behind the establishment, which when we visited one of the major corporations in Bahrain, and we asked them, why don't you start doing some of those sustainable projects for the country? Why don't you do a lot of corporate social responsibility and document those and make it as a separate department within your organization? The answer was one of the key things that make us start this society, which is we do that, we clean the beach, we visit the children in the hospital, we do a lots of other things, and we said all what you're doing is community services, but not a corporate social responsibility or a sustainable project. It's a timely project. While in the other hand, we visited one of the family offices, which is a pioneer on their field with 12 divisions, and we says, wow, you're having a lot of corporate social responsibility, sustainable project. You've been building hospitals, you've been building a lot of things in the country. Why don't you document your corporate social responsibility efforts that you're doing? And have you received any international or local or regional award for what you're doing? The answer was, all what we're doing is community services. So we find out that there's a misunderstanding of what is corporate social responsibility, what is community service, which we can define that is the let's say the role and responsibility of the private sectors in building sustainable projects based on channels, which is internationally known as the environment, social, and economy. But on our establishment, we added a very important element, which is which we love it so much, which is our identity, the culture. So we added the culture. So we wish that this also approach can be registered internationally from our beloved Kingdom of Bahrain. That from Bahrain we have added national aspect, which is the culture that we international know. So that's one of the things that make us start the association, and that's how we also chose the direction, which is a non-profit organizations to serve the community and the private sector.
Well, sir, that was really interesting and very inspirational, if I have to say. Amazing stuff. What a beautiful story. So, with that being said, why did you think we needed such a society?
We find out that there is no proper utilization of the fund allocated on the private sector to support even some of the government and some of the leading projects, which is a sustainable one. We saw that the money is spending in time thing, which is like a sponsorship for an event which will finish in 2 or 3 days, so that the fund is utilized for a community services program. We do not say that those are not important. We see that those projects should be empowered by the youth. So you're building a culture that the youth is connected to the community in a way, and they are building their responsibility from a young age. While the main responsibility of the private sector is to look at solutions. What can be the next solution for environmental issue? What can be the next solution for a culture issue? What can be the next solutions for, let's say, a social issue? By building sustainable and not a time. So that's why we see that the private sector can be the greatest support when it comes to the development of country. If they are using the fund through their bookkeeping or their profits as a percentage dedicated to the community in a
Now, that is very, very insightful. Now, with more into knowing more about the society, how does it contribute to the business field in Bahrain?
Well, we contribute in different things. One of the things that we are also supporting the private sector, not only in Bahrain, but also in the region, that we support the private sectors in building their next strategy, how they can build their CSR strategy, how they can utilize their funds in the right way, how they can obtain an international accreditation for the same. And not only that, we are supporting them in becoming a key players wherever they are operating from. And we notice that nowadays, the private sector is more aware than 10 years ago. They are looking to a permanent solution or an advanced solution when it comes to environment. utilizing the technology in the right way, ensuring that the capital within their organization is receiving all their rights, because that's also part of the private sector. How they can, let's say, a sustainable growth for the community. Because when you have a security job for people, that's part of your sustainability for the next generation. One of our speakers in one of the conferences, he says that during the COVID, for corporate to cut costs, the first thing they did is to reduce the amount. And we saw that the Bureau of Institution and some other organizations who succeeded so much is that they have sat with the employee, they sat with their human capital. They asked them, how can we work together to overcome that global challenges which we don't have any inputs in it? We call it the outside force when it comes to international challenges like the COVID. And guess what? Some of the organizations have turned upside down, 360 degree into a successful organization because the people who is working within the organization have solutions. They know exactly how they can reduce the cost. They know exactly what is the demand on the market. They know that the production quantity will not going to be sufficient at this particular. Some of the organizations, guess what happened from their employees? Their employees went back to the company and says, you know what? We would like to sustain the growth of the company, and we are okay to receive half the pay. It's how you shape to sustain. So within the private sector, they have capital that they can build a sustainable growth for their organization and for them. They have the environment, and proudly would like to say one of the proud things and a case study that we always share with the whole world is the example of aluminum smelter in Bahrain. You know, internationally, smelters is very well known for the pollution they produce and they send it to the air. But guess what? Alba is a common that comes to the smelters.
Right.
Why we say this? Because as we know, the trees is getting more effect than a human being by 300 and plus time. Alba did a very unique vacuum system, which they are treating the fuel before it goes to, so they send back to the air, not let's say a dangerous or not bad fuels. And to prove that, people today have an racism inside, have trees in all the inside, have trees from different countries, have flowers from different places, and they're all for the roads inside. So when people inside, they see that's how healthy is this smelter. Similar to a lot of other examples that we have in the Kingdom of Bahrain. We have lots of examples in Saudi Arabia. We have lots of examples in UAE as well. Lots of examples in Kuwait. Now, there's a beautiful recognition of the importance that corporate social responsibility is paid for the future. And the world have made it a must in a couple of the countries that if you're applying tender, you should also show your CSR strategy and contribution and impact.
Well, Mr. Khalid, that was such an inspirational, insightful, and a really, really good talk about the whole thing with CSR and your duties. Thank you so much for being with us right here on Bahrain Now.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor to speak to you from our beloved state of Kuwait. And we'll be back to my beautiful country. Thank you once again for putting us in your event. And wish you and your team all the best that you do.
Thank you so much, and our sincerest gratitude is revealed to you and to the team's activities for Bahrain and the GCC. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back for more. Well, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed that episode as much as I did. Don't forget to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. And stay tuned for more happenings right here on Bahrain Now. I'm Bara Abdallah. Until next time, Bahrain, goodbye and God bless.